Okay, I'm gonna try to make a video. This is brave of me because my kids are home and the house is really loud. But this is the only chance I have to make one. I haven't made one all week, and I did get back on Sunday night, late Sunday night. So I was gonna just take a whole week off, and then I was like, I know if I take a whole week off, it'll end up being 2 weeks, and I'll fall out of the habit, and then So here I am. My trip was really fun. I can't remember if I said on a video or to clients that I went to Portugal, but I did with my husband and all of my siblings and my parents, and it was really fun. It was really fun. And then coming home is always great, but also I kind of pay for it with just feeling like so behind with kid stuff. So, and yes, I did cut my hair, and yes, my family does hate it. So in the comments, be kind, please. Don't tell me that you think it looks awful on me. Luckily, I have a pretty thick skin and I can take it. And I don't take myself too serious. So if it's terrible and you're looking at it and you're just like, I can't watch Becky anymore, just listen. But I personally don't hate it. It's different, but I don't hate it. I've had a lot of people ask me if it's a wig because Halloween was yesterday, which to me, wigs usually look really bad most of the time. So yeah, anyways, pick myself up, and I'm still confident, and I'm still thriving, and I'm still going about my business. So anyways, just before my last client today, and the very last question we finished with, and that's why I'm talking about it in this video now, was a great question. It was like, how do I deal with my period in recovery? Because every time my period comes, I just want to give up, and I have severe debilitating fear and doubt, and I cannot stand my body. Where it was already hard, now it's like almost impossible to continue moving forward in recovery. And for me, my period started back up in recovery after maybe 3 months, and so I had a lot of months where I was still practicing and working on rewiring and was having a cycle every month. And the exact same thing happened to me. I was like, yes, I do know how to help you with this, because I took about maybe 4 months of me having my period, and each month being caught off guard and just forgetting and I wasn't linking this overwhelming fear and regret that I had been doing recovery and my period. I wasn't putting the two together. But I did eventually. I was like, hey, this happens at the same time every month, where I strongly consider going back. I strongly consider just completely throwing in the towel and going back to all of my eating disorder behaviors. And so after I kind of realized what was going on, I had to prep myself, and I actually put on the calendar. I think I had an app okay, this is when my period comes, and here are the symptoms that happen when that comes in regards to my eating disorder, how it affects my appetite, how it affects my mood, how I think about and feel about my body. All of these things I kind of write out so that when it came, I was prepared. And it was okay, it's almost kind of like I was going to battle that week, and it was my chance to come out on top. I treated it like this accelerated opportunity to rewire. And so if I could stay really strong through that period where my hormones are kind of all over the place and I was feeling very vulnerable, insecure, scared, wow. If I could do that and I could train myself to kind of push through that hard week without having setbacks or kind of stalling out for a few days, I could, get somewhere. I could fully rewire, because you're going to have a period, right? For as long as, until you hit menopause, you're going to have a period. So it's important that you train your brain not to react that way. And then what happens after recovery and having a period, yes, I still have symptoms of oh, I'm bloated, or my pants are tight, but I just kind of adjust. It doesn't affect my worth or my identity or even really my mood, right? Maybe I'm more moody just because of hormones, but it doesn't make me feel insecure, I guess is how I'm trying to say it. And for those of you, I think I've mentioned in this on this channel that I had a hysterectomy a year and a half ago, but I did keep an ovary, so I do still know when I'm cycling. Usually my appetite increases. Usually I'm a little more emotional, bloated. I can actually kind of feel ovulating. Anyways, nobody asked this, so I don't know what's going on. But my point is that I still experience a cycle each month, and it does still feel I have symptoms, but they're not the ones I experienced when I was in recovery, where I was like on the brinks of relapse and it was just devastating. Okay. So, and the point of this video is the way that you get through that is the very things I said. Write out the symptoms that come so that when it comes again, you're not getting caught off guard. Because for me, it was like the first time it had ever happened each month. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'd react every time. And then again, it passed. And then the same thing the next one, oh my God. And so for me, just knowing, hey, I actually wrote this down and I'm reading in here. These are exactly the exact thoughts I had last month and I'm having them again. Maybe it's not a bad idea to recover. Maybe it's my period, right? And so I was able to kind of put piece two and two together. So that's what I encourage you to do if you're someone who is having a period, you're in recovery, and you seem to kind of get caught up each time and kind of get stuck each month that happens. Don't let that happen. We don't want to lose ground here. You've made progress and you don't have time to just stall out or wait for those days to pass or fall behind and have to catch up, right? Because that's just a continuous cycle where you're not getting past that hurdle that is difficult for you, right? And so that's my message today, and it's good to be back, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.